Well, I'm back again talking about Terminator 2, which is always fun to do. August 29th, when Skynet officially became self-aware, T2 was re-released into theatres for a limited run in the UK, and post-converted into 3D. If you didn't get the chance to see it on the 29th, there are still some cinemas showing it, but in lesser numbers, so check out the official website to see if your local theatre is still playing it. I never saw Terminator 2 back in 1991, as I was only 9 years old and far too young to sneak into a 15 rated movie, and since then never seen it played on the big screen until now. I was quite excited to see it because I'd only been used to the VHS, Laserdisc, DVD and Blu-ray presentations over the years, and finally being able to see it closer to its original 35mm quality was a big factor in my decision to go. Now, I hear many of my followers in the USA didn't get a chance to see it as many of their local cinemas didn't play it, and if you wanted the chance you had to travel miles to the next cinema, which wasn't an option for many. T2 I believe is handled by Lionsgate in the USA, and for the UK and Europe it's distributed by Studio Canal, who seem to have pushed it across most cinemas, so there was plenty of showings, but sadly most were only in the evening and of course for one day. So the movie didn't get the big re-release such as James Cameron's last 3D conversion, Titanic. Now, we've all seen Terminator 2 before, so there's no reason to discuss its plot, and this mini review is only going to be about its picture transfer and 3D quality. The film starts with a short introduction by James Cameron, who has a quick chat about its picture transfer and giving a new generation of fans a chance to see it on the big screen. This was the theatrical cut, which I hadn't seen in years. I always go directly to the special edition because I love all the extra scenes with the T1000. I was actually very surprised how efficient the theatrical cut was. It's a tight edit and doesn't waste any time and moves the story along very swiftly. Now, the debate that was kicking around the internet was the adjustments to its colour timing and grading. The trailer they released exhibited a change in skin tones, and the teal effect was applied most noticeably during the first confrontation between the T800 and T1000. I had pored over a bunch of images of the before and after adjustments of the film to see how drastic the changes were, so when I went into the screening I was ready to be disappointed or possibly surprised in a good way by the changes made. Thankfully the movie still retains its original look. There was of course slight adjustments made here and there, but it was a very good transfer. We have all grown up watching the old DVD masters over the years, and those transfers were good for the time, but it's apparent that it needed a new high resolution transfer. Even for the old THX certified Laserdisc, there was visible edge enhancement, and even the Blu-ray exhibits problems. This new 4K master looked superb. It looked like 35mm, the colours popped and the image was far sharper than it's ever been. Not artificially sharpened, but it just exhibited more detail. There were changes to the stuntman doubling for Arnold during the chase sequence, so it actually looks like Arnold now, which was great to see. There appeared to be no adjustments to the CGI morphing of the T1000. Possibly there was minor adjustments made here and there to improve the rendering, but to my eyes it looked the same, so no one should panic and think James Cameron has fiddled with it like George Lucas did with Star Wars and ruined it. There is very minor adjustments and most you won't even notice. Also, because it was a 3D presentation, the contrast and brightness is increased, so when you put on the glasses the image should appear as normal with its lighting and photographic style. I think the trailers and clips released to promote this 3D version exhibited that increase in contrast, because the changes appear to be not that drastic at all, and it looked for the most part the same movie I grew up with. You are watching it as close to its original 35mm look, and not a video master you've watched 1,000 times before, where you get a huge drop in resolution. So was the 3D any good? Well, yes and no. It starts out well and the post-conversion seems very effective, but once things begin to slow down or there is no camera movement, it appears very 2D. I often took off the glasses during the screening to see if the image appeared to be doubling up as you see it with no glasses on, and it appeared pretty sharp and clear. Movements when you have debris on screen look good, people pointing guns at the camera looked 3D, the nightmare sequence and when you see Sarah explode looked very impressive, and during the finale at the steel mill you have the structure itself looking three-dimensional as the camera tracks along. To be honest, there was only a handful of moments where you see the 3D really stand out, and for the most part you forget it was in 3D, because it's not actually showing you much depth to the image. It seemed to be only available in the Real D format. It's a shame they didn't do an IMAX version. I think the 3D is far more effective in that format. But ultimately I think it was a pointless exercise. More people would have rushed out to see it if it was in 2D anyway. To me the novelty of 3D wears off after 20 minutes or so, and you just think after a while I'm watching a movie with stupid glasses on. If time is spent on the post-conversion to 3D then it will work for the most part. But with a movie never shot in that format and never directed in a way to take advantage of it, then there will always be large chunks of a movie that don't work in 3D. The new 4K Blu-ray will be available at the start of October in the USA and the end of the month in the UK, and also the 3D version, featuring a new documentary and seamless branching between the theatrical, special edition and ultimate cut, which I've already got pre-ordered. Overall, it was a great experience. For a movie I've seen so many times, I was still glued to my seat and enjoying every minute of it. Hearing Brad Fiddel's incredible score pumping out the speakers was a joy, and seeing those amazing action sequences demonstrated how well it still works after 26 years. I'm really happy I finally got to see Terminator 2 Judgement Day on the big screen.
Come with me if you want to live.
You just can't go around killing people.
Of course, I'm a Terminator.
If you enjoyed the video, you can find more on my YouTube channel, and also you can follow me on Twitter. If you want to help support the channel, you can donate through Patreon and receive monthly perks such as updates on the latest news on my channel, early access to reviews and commentaries before they go live on YouTube. Even the smallest donation can help keep this channel going. Thank you.